So I'm just going to go quickly into some of the points that I've spoken about earlier. First of all, there are three types of people in the world. Yeah, you have the poor person, you have the rich, and you have the wealthy. And these three people are completely different, and all of it starts from their mind. Yeah. The first category of person, of individual that we have in the world is the poor person. The poor person is not the person that we see, or the people who live in the rural areas, in our villages, people who are street beggars and all of that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who actually look as if they are doing something in their lives, people who actually look as if they have a mission every day, but who literally are actually poor. And I'll tell you what the distinction is. It's very simple. Poor people think about money. That's all. It's about money, everything money, everything money. Oh, I don't have money to start what I want to start. Oh, I don't have money. I need someone to give me money. I need money. I need money. I need money. Money, 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 money. Anybody who is around you who acts in that way is poor. Secondly, rich people are motivated by things. Look at my house. Oh, look at my car. Look at my dress. Oh, I bought a new handbag. I bought new shoes. One of the reasons why in my life, I really don't like brands. In fact, my children will tell you that I hate wearing clothes that have any inscription on them. Because one, I'm not going to market for someone who is not going to pay me. And two, I just don't like brands. I don't want to be someone who is seen because of the things I have. I don't want to be significant in anyone's life because of what I have. Yeah? Rich people would always talk to you. Oh, do you see this car that I have? Oh, you see this house that I have? You see the bag I have? And it's actually a bit painful for someone like me, just looking at our environment and looking at things, to see how people are motivated by things. Don't get me wrong, I love nice cars, okay? My preferred brand is the Mercedes-Benz. I love it. But I am not motivated by it. I'm not driven by the fact that I have a Mercedes-Benz. No, I'm not driven by the fact that I have a house, or I own that building, or I own that resort, and whatever. Yeah? So, the poor person thinks about money, talks about money. The rich person thinks about things and talks about things that they have. I have this, I have that. But the wealthy person is completely different. Let me have a sip here. The wealthy person is completely different. The wealthy person is motivated by ideas, is driven by ideas. So if you consider that the poor person is thinking about money, the rich person is thinking about things they own, things they have, and the wealthy person is thinking about ideas, it becomes clear why someone would stay poor and why the rich person, as we go through this series, you realize that riches are depleted maximum within 2 or 3 generations. Yeah? And wealthy people, because they have ideas, the ideas live beyond them. And the reason why I started this journey was because I started considering, how do we create wealth that lives beyond us? how do we create wealth that goes from one generation to the next? And in thinking about that, I moved from just ideas to action. You have the idea, you express the idea. That's not enough. The next step is that you need to act on the idea. And I've been on this journey with my family where I have mapped out a future that in my absence, 3 generations beyond me should be able to benefit from that, from the wealth that I would have created. It's not things I'm talking about. It's not money I'm talking about. Bear in mind, I'm not poor and I'm not rich. I am wealthy and building up to further wealth. Yeah? And for us to get to the place where we start considering these 3 concepts, poverty, riches, and wealth, we are driven by our motivation, we are driven by our perception of things, we are driven by knowledge and understanding of how the world works. And the motivation, if we had to look at how it is, motivation, at the end of every motivation, there is a decision that has to be made. You either make a decision to stay how you are, or you make a decision to transform yourself and move to the dimension of wealth by having the ideas that you have, expressing them, and putting actions behind those ideas. Yeah? Ideas create. Everything that we have in the world today are created from an idea. And all the people we see and we say are wealthy. Bear in mind, I'm not talking about people who have tons of cash in the bank, people who have a lot of money, people who have a lot of things. I'm talking about wealthy people, people who use ideas to change the world, people who use ideas to create. There are a number of examples littered around. We are now actually on on a broadcast channel who was created by someone. It actually came to them as an idea. We are streaming this on a platform. You are either on Facebook, or you're on YouTube, or you're on LinkedIn, or any of the other platforms out there. All these platforms came to be because someone had an idea, called in 1 or 2 people, expressed those ideas to those people. They bought the idea and came together and created what we are using today. Even the computer, even the laptop I'm using right now was created by someone. And it came from an idea that they expressed on how they want the computer to look, how they want the laptop to look. So ideas create. Yeah. So I would leave you with a few points on these 3 concepts: poor, rich, or wealthy. The first thing is that money, those who are pursuing, money is pursued. People run out to go and look for money, search money. Money is pursued. Yeah? Riches are accumulated. So that's why you would hear rich people always talking about things, because they keep accumulating. They accumulate and hoard. But bear in mind, when they exit this earth, those things will be depleted in less than 2 generations, irrespective of the quantum of things they would have accumulated. Yeah, and Wealthy people are completely different because they use their ideas to create things that would live 3 generations beyond them. I was motivated by this specific concept when I read a text which says, a good man would leave an inheritance for his children and his children's children, which means 3 generations beyond the individual. For all of us who get into this space, the idea is, how do we allow our ideas to be manifested in a way that beyond us, 3 generations from now, those ideas would make sense. Think about Steve Jobs, the creator of Apple. He's dead and gone, but we're still using Apple items as we speak. There are laptops, there's iPads, there's iPhones, and all of that. And people queue when a new series of the iPhone is coming out. People literally fight each other to get the next iPhone. But the creator, the person who had the initial idea, is gone. 3 generations, 4 generations beyond him, people will still be fighting to get the new series of iPhone. So, in thinking about wealth, we have to think about the fact that wealth is created. So as we get into this series, we would look at a number of dimensions related to how wealth is created. The next thing I want to talk to you about is that if all the money you have and all the things you have is what makes you to feel important, to feel relevant, and to be significant in your community, then you are poor. Then you are not rich or you are not wealthy. Let me say that again. If all the money you have and all the things you have is what makes you to feel important, to be relevant to your society and your community, to be significant to your society and your community, then you are poor. I would end with 2 statements. The one is that money is collected, riches are stored, and wealthy people grow their resources. Bear in mind, I'm not saying they grow money, they grow their resources. And when they express their idea and create on the back of that idea, they grow that idea. When they exit this earth, they exit knowing that 3 generations beyond them, whatever we are doing, whatever they've left, will live beyond them. I would ask you just one question as I end off this broadcast. What do you have in your hand? This question has been asked of many people. This is a question we should ask ourselves every single day because we are motivated by what our ultimate objective is. And if our ultimate objective is to be able to create wealth that would live beyond us, then every day we need to ask ourselves, what do we have in our hands? Every one of us was brought into this earth, was brought into this world, flowing with ideas. And the ideas that you have, express them, use them to create things that would live beyond you. Unfortunately, Buildings may last for a period, yeah, but beyond you, the building, if not maintained, if not catered for, will crumble. So, my friends, what do you have in your hands? All the ideas that are flowing in you, express them, share them with somebody. Sit down and think about how the ideas you have can become significant for your community, can become significant for your family, can become significant as well for humanity. Use all the ideas you have to create. I thank you all very much for taking the time to sit through my ramblings. Unfortunately, the first part of this, my microphone was mute. I'm just trying to look if there are any comments that we can just discuss around. Yeah, I can see someone from Facebook saying wealth is accumulated, wealth is created, money is collected, not connected. Someone has just said money is connected. It is collected. Riches are stored, and wealthy people grow their resources. Fantastic. Money is pursued. I can see some people commenting here. Wealthy people have ideas that live beyond them. No doubt riches can be lost because things can be lost. Certainly. Thank you very much. What else? Who else is here? So, my dear friends, I think I would end up here, would end this engagement here. Next week, we would have a better session. Tuesday again, would have a better session than this week. The mic will be on. And I will probably share the link so that we can engage at the end of the conversation live for those who want to come into the studio and let's have a brief talk around it. So for those who want to come into the studio, I would invite you to come into the studio. Next week, we'll be talking about inheritance as we go down this series where we engage around generational wealth. Today, it was about poor. Are you poor? Are you rich? Or are you wealthy? And thank you very much. My name is Mbappe, and I'm looking forward to having you next week. Thanks to everyone who shared a comment. Next week, I will invite you to join in the studio so that we can interact at the end of the introductory phase of the program. Thank you so much and have a great evening. Bye-bye.